Hello everyone, this is Ms. Gutsell speaking, and in this video today, I'm going to show you how to move items in your Google Drive in order to organize it more effectively. So with that being said, let's go to my sample Google Drive account. For you, you will need to be signed into your Google Drive account, and the directions I'm providing here today apply to accessing Google Drive on a desktop version of this particular application. However, whatever I move within my Google Drive account, whether I'm on a desktop computer, a Chromebook, an Apple iPad, or an Android device, the item will still be accessible within my Google Drive and it will be organized according to the fashion with which I organized it within this sample video. So if you move an item from your smartphone, mobile device, or desktop, it will still be in that same location when you access it on Google Drive. So with that being said, let's start off by trying to move this sample presentation item. To move an item in Google Drive from the full desktop version, on my mouse, I need to right-click so that this option box appears for me. I would then left-click on Move To in order to move the item to my preferred folder. I would left-click on the arrow icon next to the folder icon if I want to move it within that folder. Now let's say that the folder I want to move the item into is not present within the selection I have already pre-created. I can scroll down and then I can left-click on the New Folder button in order to create a brand new folder for my usage. So I'm going to do that right now. And then I can left-click on the Create Folder button, and it will create a brand new folder for me in Google Drive underneath the layering of the year 2017 to 2018. I can then left-click on the blue Move Here button in order to move my sample presentation into this folder labeled Sample Presentations. Once I do so, it will say that I have moved it from Drive to Sample Presentations. And if I didn't mean to do that, I can click the Undo button as long as it is appearing there. If you wait too long, you will not be able to move the item back in that fashion. But what I can do is I can go into the layer of folders that I have created and go to it, and then I can right-click on it again and move it back wherever I wish to move it. I can move it back by clicking on the back arrows as many times as I want. So if I want it back in my main drive, all I have to do is press Move Here. And then when I go back to my main drive, I can see the sample presentation appear. I can also move multiple items at once in a few different ways. Let's say I want to move all three of my sample documents here. I can left-click, and while holding my click down, I should see a very faint box appear that allows me to highlight multiple items at once. I can then let go of the left click and right-click to move all three items to a particular location. I can also, if I left-click and hold my click down and left-click again, what will happen is I can now drag and drop my items in order to move them in a particular folder. This way of moving items works best if there's a folder within the main page you want to put a lot of items into. So if you want to put them into further layers of folders, it's better to do the Move To option. I can, of course, drag and drop with one item as well, but that is just another option for moving items. Now, let's say someone has shared an item with me from their Google Drive account. Under the Shared With Me section that I'm highlighting right now is where the item would appear. And the only difference with the items that appear with the Shared With Me section is when you right-click on them, you have to click the Add to Drive option in order to move them. I cannot show you all the individual steps for this particular tutorial to protect the privacy of other people who have shared documents with me, but if you go to my website, you can see I have a typed up tutorial that shows you the step-by-step procedures. I will also be discussing how to move items within the open documents themselves for the tutorials for those appropriate applications. So with that being said, I hope this tutorial helped you for organizing your Google Drive.